What's good, everybody? Back at it again with another Pinterest tutorial. So I stream this on Twitch. You guys can find me there. I have my schedule posted. Always it's always free to change. I'm still trying to get a schedule down, but I'm going to be practicing doing materials. I'm trying to just understand metal and the type of colors that go within them. And this is just something I found on Pinterest. There's a ton of Pinterest tutorial boards out there. They have some information and they lack in some. So it's like, it just feels like you have to uh, figure stuff out on your own in a way. I noticed that I took all the colors that was like picked for the materials themselves, but then I also realized that there's more colors added to give it that ooh, that's a metal effect. um so at some point in this try at trying to learn how to render materials, I was getting kind of frustrated because I saw other colors that was used, like a little bit of red and some powder blues, and yeah, it was just something that was just irking me. Like, how come that wasn't added within the notes? But I just feel like for tutorial sake, it was just these are the main basic colors, and then everything else comes in later. Learned a lot from doing this tutorial. I say it's a lot. It was a lot better of an experience than my last one I did. Yeah, so on Twitch, you guys can hop in, and for my bit points, you can get me to get off my butt and do some workouts, because sitting on your ass all day results to some major muffin top. So I changed all my bits into like something physically active and to just kind of like keep myself somewhat in shape, especially now that we're all, it's not even like especially now, but since it's lockdown, no one's going outside. I'm trying to do my part and try to flatten the curve. I've noticed that I've been sitting on my ass for way too long. I would start off my day just working and working and working, and then I would also forget to do something physically active and move around just to refresh myself. So that's always something to keep in mind. You gotta keep in mind all the times that you're just sitting down and just being what's that word? Sedentary? Fact check me later on that. But yeah. Doing more push-ups. So with the materials I'm using, I'm not the materials, but for shading a sphere, I started using more of a soft round brush, and I try to follow the forms of the ball. Um, it's a little bit of finessing. I would have my opacity lowered, same with my flow, so I don't use too much of a heavy hand and blow out some of these colors or anything like that. So I try to keep it light and very delicate to touch, like if I'm really, really painting or something, Just trying to make sure that I got everything down in a nice, neat way. Another thing that was throwing me off is that the contrast between the background. I couldn't really tell if I was even coming close to the material that I was trying to make. I had to turn off this layer. I had to like replace the gray background with something like black to really get a good understanding. But before that, I just kept on going and going. I'm just trying to like get through these spheres and making sure that everything's on point. And at first, it was really hard. It wasn't that enjoyable. It was enjoyable for the fact that I was streaming and I had people to interact with. I can see this being one of those exercises that can be somewhat boring, but you're not going to get any better by being in your comfort zone. You're just going to be good at doing like a few things in my expertise of trying to improve myself and stuff like that. So it was very uncomfortable doing any of these things. And just by doing this just once, I have learned so much from it. Now you can see from the background, like, all right, it looks like something. It looks like I feel like I've gotten close to the tutorial itself. You guys can grade me down in the comment section below. Tell me how well I did. Tell me if I need to get better or get gooder. Now I'm trying to do the little slates, and this, I feel like I had a totally different approach where I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna continue to use soft brush because I want to master the soft brush. But for the slabs, they're not soft, they're hard like material. It's supposed to look hard and stiff, and I was just using the wrong type of brush. There's so many other techniques that I should have used for trying to give it that this is a hard surface feel, where in some cases I should have switched off from the soft brush and used a hard brush, which I have done a few times. And another thing I could have done is that I should have used the lasso tool or a selection tool to highlight the areas so I can give it a more sharper edge. I was trying to like go super painterly and just seeing if I can just paint them with the soft brush. So there's still some things I need to work on and understand when it comes to doing these Pinterest tutorials. But I just want to show you guys, like, this is what it is to try and improve. It's not a lot, to be honest. This took me like only a couple hours. It's really nothing in a day. And I walked out of this with a lot more information than I thought I would have. So at the end of this, would I recommend this tutorial for anyone to try out on their own? Yes, absolutely. I feel like the way to improve your drawings is to understand how to render materials, and that's how some artists get away with a lot of stuff. Their anatomy could be broken, something can be a little bit off, but if their rendering skills are off the chain, you could just just have everyone focus on the render itself and not really mind the little imperfections, because we always gotta practice anatomy and fundamentals and a bunch of other things to improve our artwork. But also, this is a huge thing to try to understand and master. We also got to understand how something will look in a light, or how we will like translate something from soft to hard. And I just feel like learning these things in general helps with like everything else. Like, let's say you can be good at drawing, but you don't know how to render something to like really push it to the next step. Doing studies, practices, and tutorials like this can go such a long way.